All right, so now we're going to talk about Hi-Fi Rush, which shadow dropped the day of the Xbox Developers Direct, and we played a little bit of it to get a feel for it, and these are going to be our impressions.
Hi-Fi Rush was a welcome surprise, announcement, and release exclusive for Xbox. It looks like a pretty game. The animation looks good, the hand-drawn graphics. It looks like a cartoon that you could control. One thing I was hesitant about when I first started seeing this game, it looked like your typical hack and slash beat 'em up game, which I'm not really a fan of. The developer decided to say this is not a beat 'em up. This is not a button masher. The unique part of this game is that you're doing attacks and combos based on the music that you're hearing. You're not just mindlessly pressing buttons, mashing buttons. You're actually listening to the music, you're going with the tempo, and you're actually interacting with the world as well, which you see in the background, things moving to the beat. So that made the game look unique. It made the game look interesting, and it makes the game look more fun, in my opinion. So that automatically made me more interested in the game. It made me want to try it, which I will. And I hope to play it very soon.
So when I saw Hi-Fi Rush, my initial reaction was just, okay, cool game. It looks okay. It really didn't look like it was going to move the needle in any way, shape, or form. When I played the game, I actually was pleasantly surprised. So the first thing I would say, the art style and graphics blew me away. For a smaller game, a smaller size game, not a full price retail game, I felt that the graphics were impressive. They were really smooth, silky smooth. The animation was awesome. The art style, once again, was really good. I actually liked the characters. I felt like the world that they built matched the theme of the game. I thought that that part was really cool. Don, you want to speak on some of the art style and the graphics?
Yeah, the art and the graphics looked incredible. I was not initially I was not sold on this game at all. I didn't even want to try it. Then I started seeing the impressions online saying that it's surprising. They said they mentioned one of my personal favorite consoles of all time, the Dreamcast, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I was very surprised at one, how the game looked physically when you're actually playing it. I was surprised at the level of animations, how fluid everything looked. It reminded me of an Arc System Works fighting game, except with better animation, which is incredible to say. It had that type of fighting game graphics with full fluid animations, movements. It looked incredible in motion. And then I found myself tapping along to the music, like the music they have, not the licensed music, just the music going on in the world, giving you the beat. I found myself tapping along just with how catchy it was. The production on this game is surprisingly high for how soon it was released. For like, who knows how long they were working on this game? It had to be like maybe 2 years is my guess. And it's surprisingly high. You can see where they saved money, so to say. Like the collectibles, the items that you pick up when you finish an enemy, they're like JPEGs. You can see where they cut corners to get this out as fast as possible. But with the level of animation and the bright colors, it reminded me a lot of Sunset Overdrive, but like a better version of that game. It's crazy.
The Don, this game is really good. I initially felt that the rhythm-based battle was gimmicky in terms of prior to me trying it. I was like, okay, I get it. It's literally, and I mentioned this to you before, it's literally Final Fight and Streets of Rage, but rhythm-based action. It really feels that way. You go into different rooms and you get different enemies coming at you, and it does feel like a beat 'em up. Just you have to beat them up in order to succeed, and in order to excel, you have to beat them up in rhythm, right? One of the things that I did immediately, and I don't know if you did the same, Don, but I changed the difficulty to hard, not the last difficulty.
I mean, I just left it on normal. I didn't really think about how difficult it was or wasn't. Like, this is not a game where I wanted to give myself a challenge. I just wanted to see what the game was in order for me to be able to talk about it. And it seemed, now thinking about it, it probably was too easy being on normal, because whenever an enemy would try to attack me and I would just push the button and it would knock him out of the attack animation, and that's it. Like I wouldn't get hurt.
From the descriptions of the of the difficulties. I actually sat and read through them, and I was like, yeah, normal, it may not be too fun for me. So let me try it on hard. But a lot of positives going in. You could tell that this is not a full-fledged, full-price retail game, but it doesn't have to be. I think it was an awesome surprise stealth launch. I think at the price point that it should be costing, and considering that you can play it on Xbox Game Pass for free, I think it's a no-brainer. Kids will love it. I know I enjoyed my time with it, and I think anyone who really plays it is going to find some charm to the game. So it doesn't do Xbox any wrong to have released it. It actually is a bonus that they released it as a surprise drop. I have nothing but positive things to say about it.
Like I said before, this is not the AAA game that Xbox is still trying to release. It's not the ace, but it's a card in the deck. Xbox needs as many exclusive games as it could get. This is one of those. Right now is a slow time for gaming, so it's perfect timing. There's another thing. There's a AAA game on a certain other system that released that's bombing because of how horrible it is. This could take over, get some shine off of that. And think about it this way also. This is a great thing for Game Pass. You know, it gives Game Pass worth. And think of Netflix. Not every show on Netflix is going to be Ozark and Stranger Things. There's some other stuff that's still going to entertain you. This is one of those things.
Yeah, I agree. In any other situation, this would have been a great release. The problem is, like, these type of games fit in best in between AAA releases. Like, if Xbox had a game in November or October, then you got this in January, and then you got another AAA game in March. That's a great cadence, and you could do that every couple months. You have a big game, and then another little game like Hi-Fi Rush, then another big game, then another Hi-Fi Rush, something like that. You know, like Pentiment. What have we gotten? We got nothing in 2022. We got Pentiment, another small game like this, and then 3 months later, you get another small game that's a surprise release. They're great games, sure, but you need something to go with these fries. We don't got a burger. We don't got a steak. We don't got chicken. We're getting fries. I'm sick of fries.
There are a lot of positive press for this game right now when it was shadow dropped, and I think that's going to play in its favor. The fact that no one expected it and the fact that it's doing well. It's not one of those mediocre 6 or 7 Game Pass games that people hear and see when it pops up in the Game Pass library, and you're just like, okay, cool. It was a shadow drop, but it was a good looking shadow drop that has high user ratings, and I'm sure high review ratings will follow. So yes, it is good. And I love what Desert Eagle said when he mentioned comparing it to another PlayStation 5 exclusive in Forspoken, and seeing how that's doing, which is not good right now in the reviews. That is only helping this game to shine more. Let's say this game wasn't on Game Pass. Let's say it did cost $30, not on Game Pass. Would you even consider this game with or without the shadow drop?
No.
No, it wouldn't have been on my list, but that's the point of Game Pass. This adds the value to the Game Pass. This is why we have it, for games like this. If they're going to be releasing full price or half price games, that we would have Game Pass and still have to buy those other games, no way.
Even if there was no Game Pass, I wouldn't buy this game. Nothing about it was calling out to me as something that I must play. But then the other end of the coin is, if you wouldn't have bought it, then why do you have Game Pass?
Thankfully, for the developers and for the studio itself, it is in a very good position. It's getting very high public praise, public eye, social media, everyone's talking highly about it. If Xbox has more of those moments, that is nothing but positive coming from Microsoft. Problem is they started a dangerous game. This game set the bar, right? And maybe like you said, you put it in this bubble of how it released, competition, what was around it, the setting, the shadow drop, and it succeeded. Will you be going back to the game to possibly complete it from what you played?
Maybe to get achievements, to get my Microsoft rewards. I'll come back here and there every once in a while for a little bit. But you know, that's not a bad thing. I do that for a lot of games. So I just played them once, got one achievement. I was like, this game is trash. This game, I conceive myself going back, playing to get an achievement, get my 50 Microsoft rewards points, turning it off and playing something else. Consistently doing that, that's good for Microsoft. It's good for Game Pass, and it's good for the ecosystem. So like that's a win for Hi-Fi Rush, I would say.
From what I played, I do want to go back and continue playing the game. And that says a lot for the quality of the game, for the fun factor of the game. There are a lot of Xbox Game Pass games that I can't say that for. But at least in this round, Microsoft and Xbox, you guys did good. Keep it up.
If you liked our content, mash that like button. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.